will leave. I told him, I said, "Sir, let me buy 2 keke for you. You will be driving one, give one to someone to be balancing for you. So I'm doing it for you. Don't give me money back, but I just want to give it to you so that you start off doing something." He said him that is being recognized in this community as a big boy. I expected him to be driving keke, but he has no job. And he didn't even finish secondary school. Graduate today are driving keke, doing all those things.
So he did not believe in productivity. He just want to not producing but consuming. You know. And if you start feeding on that, feeding that person, then you are now helping that person to reduce the power God has given to the person, the thinking and the, how to make wealth, that God has given that person. So it's just quite.
When I finished my secondary school in 1984/85.
Okay.
Immediately I finished my secondary school, I started buying cocoa. I'll go to the village inside. Sometimes we use canoe to cross the river. Sometimes we go by foot, like two hours to where we're going to buy cocoa. After buying it, I will use head, bring it to this town. I'll go again. I go sometimes 3 times a day to convey, because there was no means of transportation very well then. Then there's a particular boy that drive a motor, so you have to book down if I go and buy goods then. So to a point now, I think the local government chairman now graded the road for us. I was able to be buying in a huge form, in a huge quantity then. I will use a pickup to be loading it. I buy produce. I buy cocoa for almost 3-4 years. The time I traveled out of the country, sir, in 1990 November, my ticket with KLM that I traveled to Europe was 1,800. It didn't enter 2,000 naira, sir. And I bought $1,000 to 1,000 with 1,000 naira to $1,000 in Broad Street there in Lagos. 1,000 naira to $1,000, 1-to-1 as of that time, 1990.
Yeah.
The visa fee I paid, there was a man from our village, from those of Via local government, on side. Then the man was working with KLM then. He has a connection of getting a visa for someone. He collected 900 naira from me for visa.
Yeah.
It's not up to 1,000 naira that I used to do my visa. In summary, sir, I was able to gather 8,000 naira for this cocoa business for the period of 4-5 years. And it was that money I used to travel. I didn't finish all the money. When I was leaving, I left some of the money with my sister. My senior sister, the same father, the same mother with me. In the airport, I said, "Take, I've got $1,000 BTA. I don't need this one. Hold it." Then, the money I spent as of that time was up to 4,500 in all my trip. They saw me, my nephew saw me when I'm doing this to that. I was buying cocoa. Then to a point whereby most of these people they came, when I started using a pickup and lorry to buy, now those exporters will give me money, all those foreign exporters, they will give me money, huge money. And I recruited about 16 people buying under me. All this my nephew, they didn't join. They will be at home when we come. When we come in the evening, when we are not doing merriment, when we are weighing what we buy, then sometimes they come, they say you need like 200 metric tons. The 16 bag of cocoa that time gives you 1 ton. We analyze it 65.5. That will give you 1,050 for a ton. 1,050 makes a ton. So sometimes all these experts will come and say they need 200,000 metric tons, 100,000 metric tons, 50,000 metric tons. Because my dad is in Yoruba, my mom is Benin. So those areas are cocoa area. So that's the business I did, and I left that there. Some of the boys I recruited that I did with one boy now, Kevin, he was my boy. When I left, he didn't stop doing that business. In Benin, as I speak, that boy has more than 4 houses. In Lagos, he has 2 houses. He's a mega, he's big now, and he has a sawmill. My younger ones saw it, they saw it. They never embraced this business for once.
Yeah. That is the thing, Yeah, somebody said on the comment section, that is a poor mentality, and some people are looking for the opportunity, and that is the irony of the whole thing. You know, and you see some people who have the opportunity who are not embracing it, and you see other people who are, you know, who who are looking for the same opportunity. Um, that is the irony of life. But those who have the opportunity, I think what we do is to help them, help one another, is to make them to understand you cannot do something for them, but you can do something with them. You know, what can we do together? What are you investing in this? And when you do that, remember others. How will you pay it forward? If not, what I see happen in families, one or two people carry the family. Unfortunately, the weight becomes so much.
Yes.
They passed away earlier
Yeah.
out of stress. Then other members are just, and they will anoint another person. They will anoint another person, and everybody will start feeding on that person. So, but if we come to the point of recognizing that we are divinely created to be productive as human beings, we are not meant to be only consumers, and we are all given a gift, and your own gift may be the one that able to bring people together, to gather people together, to coordinate and enhances and empower people to be able to recognize. Like when that guy said, I don't want to drive keke, it's what are you going to do? Because I'm not going to give you money. What else can you do? And why don't you want to drive the keke? Is it because you're not able to do that? Is it laziness? Is it shame? Is it anything? What can you do to produce? Instead of saying, okay, don't worry, every month I'll be giving you 20,000. So every month I'll be solving your problem. I'll be paying your children's school fees.
It's quite yeah. It's really sad.
Okay. I actually think that our generation, we just want easy things without working for it. Like he stated that he asked him to venture into keke business, and him, because maybe he was living a flash lifestyle, he can't then go to do the keke business because he's ashamed of himself. He wants he wants people to think he's arrived, but he hasn't started yet with life.
Exactly.
So it's just a pity. Yes.
Exactly, yeah. But and my submission is, instead of writing the person off, because if you write the person off, it's defeating the principle of I am because we are. Is to challenge that person. If you can't do keke because of shame, see whether you can help the person to remove that shame, or is there any other thing you can do? And obviously, there may not be anything the person would do than to sit and be eating. Then you say the person, no, this is not, we are not yet here to eat. We are here to produce. If you don't work, you will not eat. You have to, there is joy in producing. There is joy, the dignity in labor. Which one is better, to be hungry, or that you are able to do keke and getting your money and enjoying yourself? So when people are
people better than him and educated than him is doing it. It's just poor mentality, as
yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, You see, it's one thing I would tell people: education will enhance you wherever you go, irrespectively you work with it or not. Whether you get a job with your education or not, it will enhance you wherever you go. And there's difference between you going to school and school doesn't go through you. You have to go to school and go through you. Because there's a lot of people you just think that they have sense. There's no sense in them. When you look at some certain things, they can imagine. I was just reading about 3 days ago. I was reading, is it like a cartoon or so? I have I don't know, one of my books there. I was reading it, then there was a blind man inside the tunnel. In the night, there's no light, very dark. So the blind man was inside the tunnel. A blind man now hold a lamp, full lamp on his hand. Then another man was coming inside the tunnel, not blind, with full eyes, completely full eye. And that man was drunk. So as he was approaching and he gets to where the blind man is, he now waits. He now says, I know you now, you are a blind man. Why are you holding lamp? You don't see. You are holding lamp inside the dark. So why do you need the lamp? Because you don't see road. Yeah. Then the blind man said, I'm holding this lamp because it's dark and it's inside the tunnel. You are drunk so that you could see me. I started pondering on that article. I said, what does this mean? It takes me like a day or two to understand it. So, you see, because at the end of the day, he is not drunk and he's blind. He has his own fault already and is fighting his disability. Yeah. This man probably has what is giving it or has money that he can't use well. He's using it to go and drink one place and the other. So the blind man told him, I am holding this light so that you should see me, so that you should not run into me as you are coming. Exactly. This same guy, we are taking a guy now who says he can't do keke. He now come up with a poultry idea that he wants to be wearing belts. How much do you want? We are giving him benefit of doubt now. He say 800,000. Give him 800,000. The day we gave him 800,000, he left house that day. He came back home after 4 days. So when he came back home after 4 days, we now say, where did you go? He said that he went to go and do feasibility studies, negotiate how to start it. He said, but you can always come home now. This is a place, so must you sleep outside? Where have you been? So after a week of it, he now comes up saying that he wants to start the business now. He has squandered the money. The remaining money was not even up to 150 or 200,000 again. He went to the market one day. When he was coming, he came with 10 bears, smaller one. So he came with it in a basket. So this one now, you have not built where you want to put this bears. You have not done it just in a basket. Then in the building, in the 4-bedroom, 2-flat, back of the house, there's a soaker we made before. But we didn't use it. We abandoned that. So it was just made in a very decent way. So in the afternoon, sometimes we just go to the back of and we sit down. So he now put those beds he bought, put them inside that soaker way that was made that we left there. He now cover it with I don't know what he used to cover, whether plants or something like that. The rice and curry with what I think that Mama is cooking, it was what he was feeding those birds with. Apparently, those birds didn't take up to 2 or 3 days, the whole died off. So, you see somebody like that, we just left him to be there. Yeah, the girlfriend, his girlfriend has a child sometimes 2 years ago. That one has given birth again this year to have a second child. It's not doing anything. Yeah. Obviously, it's not. It's not. They have eyes, they can't see it. Some of them they can't tell. So that's just all. So we have to be bringing these people to books and let them know that this is how it works. This is how it works. So it's even better sometimes to tell them that no, I'm not giving than promising them like you.
Yeah. Sometimes when you don't give, it helps the person to think.
Yes.
You know, there are some giving that indulges, kills people initiative and do not help them. So yeah. So but is a principle that works in every level of life, whether it's a family, sometimes we try to give our children everything and they kill their initiatives. What would they produce when they grow? If you get everything, get house for them, get everything, what would they do? So what are they going to produce? So it's a way of recovering humanity, what human beings are meant for, and the indulging consumption without production is not a good way of living, whether it's in family or whatever. So how do we apply that in our romantic relationship?
Sir?
How do we apply the same in our romantic relationship? I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman, but it do surprise me how we do talk about women as if they are not production, as if they cannot produce, as if there are some people that just we need to be producing and giving them. And I've heard some people say that's how God made them. Anyway, let me hear what you think.
I think most of this, no matter how their ages or whatever, I think we need to tell them, to bring them, probably ask them to go and learn a special trade or a profession whereby you can establish with them with it. So if they say no, then that means they are not serious, because most of these boys or people, you are spending a lot in their head. Some people among the guys, sometimes among the boys, when you give it to the boys, they go and give it to go out with their girlfriends. Some of them, they are so if you have a sister, the boyfriend has put tension on him or her and say you have family in abroad, tell them to give you money, bring it for us, we're going to use it to people. Then the boy has got the mindset that, oh, if this girl gives me money, I'm going to spend it in a different thing. I'm going to tell her a story. That's like I was saying, sir, in the beginning. These people, because nobody with the right sense is going to give 800,000 to 1 million or 2 million that cannot use it to start something good. So I come back and tell you a story that business does not work. Ordinarily, before that time, they have got the mindset of what they're going to do. That they put the story down, they're going to tell you in case you come back to question them about this. That is just awesome. It's a pity. I'm going to leave you guys very soon. I have online classes by 9:30.
Okay, I think we've done so well today, and we can actually call it a day then. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting.
I think Green Gold didn't. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think Green Gold didn't join us today on our talk, but she's the one who having the topic tomorrow.
Okay.
So Franca is on Sunday. Braike will come on Friday, and me, I will be on Saturday.
Okay.
So thank you so much, sir. So
thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and that is a wonderful conversation. Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
And you too. Have a very lovely day, everyone, and enjoy yourself.
I'll see you tomorrow, Sister Franca. Thank you so much, family. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.